Hello, good morning, everyone, and good afternoon for people on the East Coast. Uh, this is Senthil Palaniappan. Welcome to the webinar. Today, we are going to talk about Oracle Access Manager. This is an SSO product from Oracle. This Oracle has this product as an on-prem solution, and also they introduced a new product, which is a cloud solution, Identity Cloud Services. And the question we kept on receiving from various customers, like, what is my roadmap? Am I stuck with this product? What are the options I got? Having said that, that's what we're going to cover in detail. Today the webinar presented by myself and Kumar. He's our lead solutions architect, having extensive experience in Oracle Access Management products and Oracle Cloud products, and also various other cloud products. And he is our main presenter today. I'll be moderating and helping throughout this one. Some of the housekeeping items here, please use ask a question, that button there, to ask question anytime. All the questions will be answered at the end of the seminar. So you feel free to share this video content or link to anybody in your team or in your network. We also send a link of this recording once this is over. So let's a little overview of this whole thing. Like I said, Oracle has an Identity Cloud Services product introduced, and they have an on-prem product which is called Oracle Access Manager. So now the customer is kind of in the crossroads here to see whether I have to upgrade my product from on-prem 11G to 12C, which is the latest, or I have to migrate into cloud, or should I keep as is, and what it takes, what effort it takes, various choices, or altogether I have to get out of Oracle and move to some other cloud product. So various options out there. That's what our presenter Kumar is going to talk in detail. Having said that, I hand over this to Kumar. Kumar, stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Senthil. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon, depending upon where you are. Thanks to the technology enables us to talk to anyone in the world, anywhere. So as Senthil mentioned, we have a strong experience in it. A little intro about myself. So I'm in the field for 20 plus years and mainly focused on the identity and access management side. I've been working on Oracle product even before Oracle acquired it. It is previously it's in a company called Oblix. That's where it came from. Oracle acquired it on the access management Oblix and the identity management Thor. Then they formed this IAM, and later they merged into it. And the latest on it is IDCS, which Senthil talked about it. So with that, I'm one of the lead solution architect with Sennovate. Been with the Sennovate for a little over 10 plus years, leading all the identity and access management or cybersecurity related projects. So this webinar is mainly focused on Oracle and access management. So we thought initially to give a little background about what is access management. Then we do deep dive into the Oracle specific questions and Oracle product, how it works and what's the roadmap and all. And then as Senthil mentioned, so we can take any questions. So feel free to chat or type your questions. We'll be able to answer all the questions at the end. So with that, I'll quickly jump into it. So what is an access management? So mainly the access management provides three major capabilities when they started it, which is called user authentication, authorization, and auditing. When even before Oblix built all these things, it used to call as a AAA server, mainly for authentication, authorization, and auditing. Because those days your data was not moved away from corporate. If you look at 10 years or 12 years back, how the business was or how it was operating, everything was intranet bound. So pretty much they secure everything within the DMZ firewall and put all the application intranet. And even with that, the user needs to log into 5-6 different applications. Example, SAP, Hyperion, PeopleSoft. So they have to enter the credentials each and every time. So that's why this access management come in. So once you log into your computer using your Windows credential or Active Directory credentials, from there, anywhere you access any applications, you'll have a seamless sign-on experience. So you don't need to enter any additional credentials and other things. So that's how it's been evolved. So pretty much first stages of access management was user authentication, authorization, and single sign-on. Later, when we extending the application to the internet facing things, where there are a lot of things about the risk and adaptiveness, so which will provide, if you are accessing from a known device and things, don't prompt for additional credentials. If you're coming from a brand new device, brand new equipment or endpoints, then it will ask for it. It's more like a little bit intelligent added when to ask for an additional credentials, when not to ask for an additional credential. So make sure it is not hacker or somebody is trying to access it. So only registered user can add it. As we move along, then it came as more like a SaaS plus cloud came in the last 5 to 7 years. Then the federation comes into picture, because now if you look in your application or things, it's no longer in your data center. So companies started adapting. Salesforce is their CRM platform. ServiceNow is their ITSM tool, like that. So which means you no longer have the traditional way of managing and deploying your application on-prem. So everything is in the cloud, and the cloud showed that it's secure and it's strong and it is robust and it's scalable, and also cost-wise also it's lesser. So that's where the federation comes. So even if you log into your application from there, if you want access to a ServiceNow, Salesforce, you don't need to enter an additional credential. So we will provide a seamless sign-on experience through a federation, which will be leveraged by SAML, WS Federation, and other protocols. And the last point also talks about SSO to the cloud apps. So a lot of our companies, including Oracle, they are building all their traditional off-the-shelf product to be a cloud-aware or natively as a service model, like HCM as a service, CRM as a service, like that. So eventually, so you have a login once and you'll access to any of those applications. So the diagram on the right-hand side shows how it was evolved, how the access management worked, starting from corporate employees logging in using the Windows network, and they have a seamless sign-on experience to either the cloud apps or intranet apps. Similarly, we can leverage the same access management tools outside of your employees. Depending upon the use cases, we can extend it to your customers, distributors, vendors, suppliers. Depending upon the requirements, the same access management tool can be allowed to access or allowed to authenticate, authorize it. So the beauty of access management is it can be integrated to more than one Active Directory, not only a corporate employee Active Directory. If you have a requirement to a supplier or customer Active Directory or a different LDAP, we can go ahead and integrate it. So in nutshell, access management provides a seamless sign-on experience. Login once, access any of this application which you need to access and perform your duty. That's the goal of the access management. We can move to the next slide, Senthil. I know we have decided we'll take the question at the end, so we'll move to the next one. Okay. So here are the core features of Oracle Access Management. So traditionally when access management came, which we talked about AAA server, there was a concept called web access management. So it is nothing but anything you have your web server, we deploy an agent on top of it. It's nothing but each and every request goes to the web server, the agent, which is the WebGate or a SM SiteMinder agent, any of those things, which will intercept the request and make sure the user is authenticated. If they are not authenticated, it will be redirected to OAM login page for user authentications. And then they can come back and then access the resources. So the benefit of web access management is you can control the session timeout. Basically, if the user logs out, they will be logged out of all the applications, because each and every request it goes, the agent will listen or intercepts it, make sure user is authenticated. So that is one of the drawback or challenge when you go into cloud. We will not able to install the agent, because the agent connects over a TCP protocol to the access server to get all the policies. And the SAML WS Federation protocol does not follow it, or that is built for a different purpose, including OpenID Connect and OAuth. So this web access management really works well where areas you have a big ERP systems, either an Oracle ERP or an SAP ERP systems, or a JD Edwards, Oracle PeopleSoft HCM applications. Not only an Oracle stack, other stack also. So we can easily put an agent on it and secure it. Coming to the next one is the Federation and SAML. When the cloud started early in 2007 and 2008, when they're talking about Federation, that was the SAML standard was emerged, and then SAML picked up all the way until now. There's still SAML has been used. So anytime you want to buy a software as a service or a platform as a service, or like a Google Cloud or Oracle Cloud, public cloud, all those things, they do have a web console. You need to have an identity to log in. So all those applications you can configure with the Federation, and you have a seamless sign-on experience with that. So SAML provides two different concepts called identity provider, who typically issues, manage the identity, and other one is a service provider who consume the identities coming from identity provider and allow the user to have seamless sign-on experience with it. Even when we talk about any application like ServiceNow, Salesforce, all the cloud application like Box, Dropbox, because any enterprise, even starting from small to medium, these days they have at least 20 to 35 minimum SaaS application in their infrastructure, starting from collaboration, ITSM, business application, enterprise application, corporate application, and finance applications. As slowly SAML emerged, there was a reason for offline where the mobile and social came in, where you log into your application on the mobile phone, and then you want to, without re-login, you want to have a valid session and all. So that's where the OpenID Connect OAuth 2 came into picture. So if you're familiar with your Outlook on your phone and all, you log in once, but it don't ask you to re-log in until 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, depending upon the OAuth refresh token concepts. So those type of things, SAML does not play well, or SAML does not have a future concept of a refresh token, access token, or offline access. So that's why OAuth 2.0 came in, mainly for mobile or disconnected application. When you have internet connection, you can connect and log in and get a token. That token will be used for a period of time, either 60 or 90 days. Until it expires, then you don't need to re-log into it. So that's where the Federation, SAML, WS and all came. The OAM supports both. It started as a web access management. As we continue to enhance it, Federation came. And top of that, the next one, the mobile and social also come. So the part of the mobile and social, which we talk a little bit about risk. Now we'll more focus on the one-time password or one-time code, which comes as an email or app and all. If you guys see familiar with that, these days people will get a push notification type of thing on the mobile, is approve or denied, the case comes for them. So that when they know that this is an application coming, and when they get authenticated, and then they can give a one-time code on the fly, so that if hacker knows your password, they're still not able to log in because they need a one-time code from the registered device, either it be an email, phone, or an app, whatever it's been registered. So we will able to provide that mobile, social, and risk-based authentication as well as part of OMS. So these are the three core features as a product provides it. If you look at the footnote, says OWAM is their old product from Oracle, which acquired from a company called Borosha, which provides an adaptive authentication management, which has a more capability like a risk scoring, risk profiling, those type of things, which is not really moved to OAM yet. That will be still part of it, but we will be covering the upcoming slides how that will be merged or converged into that new IDCS platforms. On the last point, which is a scalability and performance, we have deployed a very complex and large scale use cases. OAM is one of the reliable product in the market, which we have involved or worked on it, which is scales high, performs well. Even we will deploy to 500,000 to 1 million type of employee base accounts. We were able to support it with depending upon the architecture requirements and data centers. So we can really scale well, clustering well, HA, high availability configurations, all those things. And also provides a lot of level of caching instead of querying the access server or the LDAP or a storage at any time. It can also have level of caching enabled. So it will cache the policies, authorization information once the user logged in, that can be reused or validated against instead of querying the access servers. So comparing with the SiteMinder and other similar kind of product, even IBM Access Manager, Oracle has a very good scalability and performance. It works on top of the WebLogic container. So it has a good clustering capability and the coherence capability and all for caching, and the scale horizontally as needed to meet the business requirements. With that, we can move to our next slide, Senthil. All right. This is one of the use case which talks about how we put it in a pictorial view, how the user comes and access it. So if you look here on the left-hand side, that is the user. So they have a mobile phone, touch ID, fingerprint, or they can get a one-time code, or they can use a retina, face ID recognition, all those things. So the latest version of 12c supports a touch ID, face ID, and a one-time code, all those things. On the center bucket, it is the risk level. If you look here, we will splitting it in based on the user roles. That is, the user has been a regular user, admin user, or execute user. and what type of resource they have been accessing it. Because if the company has categorized these are all a sensitive data, or this is a classified data, or this is an IP related applications, so you can define a role based on the resource when the user trying to access. We can create a group based policy or attributes based policy, either to allow the user to access it or deny it. These are all based on the static information, user roles, and type of application they are trying to access. And the context is pretty much, it is the user is providing it. So where they are coming from my intranet, or what the location, if they're accessing from phone, we can get the GPS coordinates to detect where they are coming from, what is the GPS location and all. And similarly, behavior when they logged in, what was the last IP address, what's the range of the IP address, what the location of the IP address, and then what country they came from the request, and what all the browser agents, either they're using a mobile browser or they're using a web browser, are they coming from Firefox, Chrome, those type of things. So all these context, we are not asking the users. All these informations are available when the user accessing it, the application from different endpoints on a mobile or a desktop browser, depending upon it. So the risk-based module, which can correlate and start learning it and then apply it. The current version of the Access Manager, we have all this capability with integrating with OWIM, but the more robust, the latest version comes, that's where we are applying the AI concept, artificial intelligence and machine learnings, those type of algorithms which been baked in to detect when the user will be prompted for additional credentials. That's where the step-up authentication module comes. If we see any anomalies or any type of different behavior on the user context, then we can allow them to be step up. So either give them a challenge, hey, give me additional token or a one-time code or a biometric type of thing. Once that's been validated, we feel we'll allow them to grant the access so they can go and access the resources. If not, then we can reject them, or we can even guide them to go and open a ticket or assign to a support team who can take a look and investigate. Either it's in a real attacker coming and trying to access it, or there is a really problem with that. So this use case covers the end-to-end of it, both the basic access management, single sign-on, as well as the context-based, how we detect anomalies or how we detect the risk behavior of it, and then we can propose, allow the user to access the resource or deny it. Mainly for banking, finance, and insurance, those type of customers, they more interest in the context aware things. So that's where we are seeing lots of a huge amount of changes in the requirements and things. And these days, MFA, which is called a multi-factor authentication, it's becoming a de facto standard. Even in your Yahoo Mail, Google Mail, they are all encouraging use to MFA, because that's where we can, even if your password is compromised, we can still protect your application by providing the second factor authentications. So OIM provides most of the core functionality features. Even with the 12C, which we discussed, we have the fingerprint, touch ID type of capabilities. And IDCS also has a similar type of capabilities, or they are emerging it. When we are talking about IDCS, we'll talk about those points as well. All right, so we can move to the next slide. All right, so here is the access management use case. What the customers gets it. So we talked about the technology, product benefits, and other things. So, and this one, what we are going to get as a customer, or looking at it as a CISO point of view, or the business point of view, what they will get it. So this product is really capable, and it can provide a 24/7 uptime. Even in one of the customer, even we are able to achieve 99.9% of uptime also on this product, even including regular patching and other things. So if we have a fully HA configured, we don't need to take any services down. So we can take one of the cluster down, patch it, and bring it online, and then bring the other server down doing it. So operations-wise, support-wise, we can operate, and with the lean team, patching the product is straightforward and easy for it. It's not a big team or long process. Or patch needs to take 3 months, 4 months. We have to plan and notify the user, all those things. So pretty much the patch, any type of migration will be seamless to end user. They never know this been a product has been already patched, and it's easy to manage and operate it. Coming to the second bucket, which talks about better return on investment. Imagine if you don't have any access management product. As a user, they come in and they work for 8 hours a day, and assume your session timeout every 60 minutes, they set the session to be timed out, maximum session time. Then each and every time you want to log into an application, you have to enter the credentials each and every time. There was a one time we published a case study type of thing where we could save the enabling SSO to an Hyperion applications, which was around integrated with 45,000 users, and we were able to show 90 hours of saving by not entering the user ID and password each and every time. So that level of one is user experience also good, better return on investments, where there is a lot of time saving for the users to enter it. Again, you allow them to enter the wrong credential and they lock it. On top of that, to call the help desk and then to reset the password. Coming to the end user experience, so end user also happy because they feel that their application is secured, and then they are logging into a secured application. And one-time code, we make them easy to use it. It is a fun or kind of things. You can have your phone anytime, you can get a push notification, just approve it without even touching or entering your credentials. So that way, and you can enable a touch ID type of features on your phone, either it's an Android phone or an iPhone. So you can enable face ID recognition and all. So that will automatically approve without entering any additional credentials part of it. So from end user point of view, we are seeing very large and a huge amount of end users likes it, and they enjoy the way the application integrates and works with that. Coming to the last point on this slide, which talks about the IT security and the CISO view. So main benefit from the security, if I am sit as a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, one of the main recommend, if you follow the MITRE framework or any type of security framework, they recommend to change the password every 90 days. So, and then they also want to set a complex password policies. So you cannot allow the last 10 passwords. It need to have this many number of alphanumeric characters, special characters, allowed all these things. If you don't have any type of access management solutions, let's say you want to access or giving a 5 different credential example, let's take for now, it's just the cloud apps like a ServiceNow and Salesforce, those type of thing, then there itself you have 2 different credentials, and Office 365 for collaboration, Box for your cloud storage, all those things. So 4 different end users need to remember their password. 4 different complex password they have to set. As I imagine the nightmare of the CISO to manage and maintain and enforce this password. It is really a not achievable task with the cloud, where you can enforce and get a single view of making the password to be complex, robust, and secure. With this access management, because you're logging in once, you're logging with your credentials, so you have one password to safeguard it, secure it, and lock it. And once you log in once, then you'll have all the seamless sign-on experience. At the same time, even if you leave the company, if the employee leaving the company or whatever happens, terminations, so if you disable in once, you don't need to worry about disabling that and logging into 5 different console and disabling it, because it's a single sign-on experience. If no longer access to the corporate network using the Active Directory, then only SSO is enabled for the application like Salesforce, ServiceNow, or Box, then they cannot access it because your main credential or Active Directory credential is being disabled. So from CISO point of view, they feel this is a piece of cake, or they say, I have only one place to secure and look all this thing. They can prepare any type of audit. It's easy to prepare an audit report, or easy to prepare a complaints report, and easy to meet any type of compliance requirements that company operates on a particular industry. So it's one place, one stop, and it's easy to do it. So go to the next slide. So we are almost halfway on the slide. So we are, I believe we have another 20 minutes. So I will be able to wrap up in another 5 to 7 minutes or max 10 minutes. And then we can take up any question, or we can also have a panel discussion as well. Excuse me. So with that, we have a 6-phase approach type of it, any type of an access management. So first thing is, we have a very strong knowledge in a product, not just an access manager, any type of access management tool. So first thing is, we'll understand what the customer landscape is, what the user base is, what the future growth is. The company is in the mode of acquiring other companies, merging with other companies, and where their application landscape, they build their application majority on the Java based, or they're procuring an application as a SaaS based or a platform based as a service, or they build application on landscape. So first is to understand the customer environments to better what their user base they're supporting, what the need is. Then we do a 1 week or 2 weeks assessment to understand more detailed use cases, and then prepare a roadmap for the customer. And then also we can prepare the solution aligned to that ecosystem. There are one places Oracle may play well if they have a lot of technology stacks with this in Oracle. There are other places like a Ping or Ping Federate, Ping Access may well, depending upon where your technology stacks is. So the assessment and roadmap really helps to determine what would be the best tool for it. Once that's been done, then we can help on the third phase is doing the pilot. So pretty much setting up the environment in our lab or in the customer labs, depending upon where, or in the cloud, and demonstrate with a few users and few applications. For example, take the top 3 critical applications and then user base of either 1,000 user, 2,000 user, pilot users. We can definitely deploy or see all these applications, how it works, and also deploy the use cases, not just single sign-on. We talked about single sign-on, adaptive, risk-based authentication, OTP, Touch ID, all those things. As we move along with the pilot phase, we can start with one and then enable more risk and adaptive capability as we move along with that. So we can enable the pilot and see how it works on it. Once a pilot has been done, then we proved it, the solution works, then we can expand it and tell this is the standard platform and give a guidance how we can onboard more application. Or when we develop a new application, the customer develops a new application, what is the method, how default they can be integrated with an Oracle type of solution, where to put an agent or what type of configuration need to be done. We can enable that and make it as a standardized, any application build, this will be integrated with access management for single sign-on or user authentications. That is for the on-prem or intranet application. Similarly, on the 5, we will also provide a patterns which will enable the company to go and buy a service, either it's a platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. Any type of things without an identity, you cannot access it, including Box, ServiceNow. You can name it, any cloud SaaS or platform vendors. Even Azure provides a lot of things as a cognitive, as a services, machine learning as a services, AI as a services. Anything you want to buy, you still need an identity. We can provide how that identity can be hooked into an existing access management infrastructure so that they have a seamless sign-on experience to the cloud. And the last step is, we take the customer from the entire journey, starting from the no access management, or they already have an access management, how we can enhance or improve it. And then how to integrate with various patterns for on-prem application, cloud applications, and then we experimented with the pilot as well. Then finally, we will give that either take it as a MSP model, which is nothing but a managed security service provider model, where we will help to provide continuous support onboarding the application. Because the initial time of setup, it needs a lot of human efforts, man efforts needed to set it up. Once the platform is set, everything is good, then we can even provide onboarding the new application, doing a regular care and feed of the environment, like patching, renewing a digital certificates, any load balancer or any type of adjustments as the user load increase, we can provide it. Or if the customer prefer to transition and support by themselves, we can help you to provide the build guide, operation run books, what's been built and design documents, all those things. And we can use that and pass it to the customer so that they can have a happy environment to support and continue to enhance these platforms. Yes, so we can move to the next slide. All right, so this is our solution approach. We talked about our execution model. And in this one, we pretty much understand how we interact with the customers, where we start with that and how we end with that also. So it's more like the discovery phase. So we will do a 101 type of workshop with the customer key stakeholders or SMEs to understand what their requirements, what their problem trying to achieve, where the landscapes are. And then if the customer provides, here is my top 10 list of requirements, want to do it. And we can suggest and also recommend the customer, here is the requirements, here is the add-ons we can get, what are the benefits of it, and what is the timeline it will achieve it. And either that will also provide a guidance, how much the investment, either it's go up or to, or any type of budgetary approval also we can provide as part of defining the requirements. And then we can do a solution blueprint. Here is where we'll look for the number of data centers we are going to deploy it, how we are going to configure the high availability. Even if one data center completely goes, how we can still perform or conduct it. If there is a requirement for DR, where to put a DR, either DR disaster recovery will be in a cold or standby or a hot standby type of thing. So we'll do a solution blueprint. Pretty much everything will be in a Visio diagram or architecture diagram, get a necessary approval with their architecture and governance and security team to make sure that we are following the right procedures and security guidelines set for from the customer side or from the IT security team. Once it's all been approved, then we'll get into an execution phase of it. So we'll start deploying the components as per the solution blueprint we created it, and request for the additional digital certificates needed, request for the load balancer, virtual IPs, and any additional things, and we need to integrate with that, or we'll look for a functional accounts, those type of things. So that's what we'll do in the execution or the development and solution executions. And then the one before the last step is a more like a code relation production cutover. Here we work closely with the IT communications or the change communications team. So we build all our product and everything. Now it is more like making it very really smooth release it. Sometimes when the customers or the end user more used to entering the credentials and other things, and they maybe bookmark their links, will they worry about my bookmark will work, or this change will cost me, I'm not able to do my day-to-day work and all. So we really make sure it will be a smooth transition, provide the necessary job aids, provide guides, and IT support team or the help desk team to enable it. If there are issues and anything comes, how to proceed with that, and then we can help the customer on it. So I'm not sure if the slide got jumped. You clicked something. Okay, sorry about that. And the last phase is pretty much on the transition to MSP and operations, which we'll cover a little bit. Whatever the runbooks and operations we create, we'll hand off to the support team. Okay, so we can go to the next slide, Senthil. So here is our value props. I quickly cover it. So one is the first is we have a strong of 60 plus security consultant analyst, and we can cover any type of access management product, starting from Oracle all the way up to either an Okta, cloud-based, anything. And we have a strong partnership with our vendors. And also we did a lot of a good deployment in the last 12 months where we enabled one of the customer to migrate from 11G to 12C and also deploy the OMU, Oracle Mobile Authenticator application as well. Excuse me. And also we have a strong experience in deploying this privilege identity management also as an infrastructure as part of it. Yes, so we can go to the next slide. So quick time check so that we can adjust it. I believe we are 34 minutes past the hour when we started it. These are all more like a marketing style. So if there are more questions, maybe we can cut short or we can quickly cover it and go to the questionnaire part of it.
Sure, Kumar. I think we kind of cut to the final slide. If it's okay with you, then so this is the roadmap, right? So we can talk a couple of minutes on this, then we'll go to the questions.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So this is on the, I hope most of the customer will be either in a 10G or 11, not be in an old Oblix or 7.x or the 9.x type of things. So pretty much they have 4 different choices. One is plan to completely decommission the OEM on-prem, move everything to IDCS. There are multiple ways to sync your on-prem directory, or you want to completely phase out of your on-prem directory. We can deploy everything from IDCS as well. So IDCS is nothing but an identity cloud services, which is the cloud offering from Oracle. It will work with Oracle public cloud infrastructure. So we don't need to worry about any hardware cost, any deployment cost, those type of things. It's pretty much comes as the pretty close to a direct competition to Okta or any type of cloud as a service or cloud identity as a service type of thing. The cons on that part is Oracle started that game little late compared to Okta and other public cloud IDaaS vendors, but they are getting in there. So they don't have all the adaptive or risk-based modules yet, but you have the core single sign-on authentication, authorization, all those things are available until they get all your risk-based ones. So the better thing is to do a hybrid model so that once you see all the features, all the things has been come out, then we can completely plan for an IDCS is your access management platform. Second thing is Oracle last year released that OAM to 12C. So 12C is a newer version. If you're familiar with an Oracle Fusion middleware stack, so 12C is a newer release version from Oracle for the entire product stack. Product feature wise, it is aligned with the database 12C, WebLogic 12C, all those things. And we read that the market, the release guide, and also deployed it to one of the customer. So major feature enhancement there. So they deployed that MDC multi-data centers. Now you can do offline session management, session profiling, session proofing, all those things. And also they enhanced several protocol features as part of OAuth enhancements. So they had not supported those type of profiles in the past. So those profiles are supported in this one. So when we compare with other industries and other things on the concept of 12C, so we don't see a bigger level of product level enhancement. It's more like a platform recertifications and some protocol enhancements. And also the rumor and other things we cannot confirm because we had the safe harbor. There are a lot of places we also learned that Oracle development resource has been more focused on the IDCS than the 12C. The direction will be slowly, IDCS will be the standard product for any access management. And the third direction is completely moving away from Oracle to do Okta, Azure, or AWS, because a lot of customers comes and ask, hey, we already have Office 365. Office 365 also provides my MFT and also provide a single sign-on type of capabilities. Can we completely eliminate and go to that cloud-based one? Yes, if that is your strategy with overall governance and strategy from the architecture and the IT direction, so we can deep dive into it to understand any of this cloud provider will meet all your requirements. If it is the case, then we can go forward with that. One of the problem or caution when we go with either Okta, Azure, or AWS, if you remember, we talked about the web access management feature earlier, where we install the agent or the web gate type of thing. So those features are not available. If you build an application with the older concept of injecting the headers or using the headers and centralization management, so those type of things we need to consider how to migrate that application or provide a strategy that migrate application be compatible with the SAML or OAuth type of token. And also we see if it is a major technology partner on your side is Oracle, then we have to see really this Okta Azure really plays well and meet all the use cases. Maybe a high level, they say that, okay, authentication works, authorization works. When we go deep dive into it, like deep linking or emailing some hyperlinks, those type of things may not work or it may cause some problems. So we have to watch on those space. And then the last one is Oracle continued to support the OAM 11G until end of 2020. So there is no major features and things. So why we need to go? So we stay on this platform. At this stage, without analyzing the full detailed use cases, it's hard to provide a guidance. But that's why we put as a pros and cons. Yes, this product is good or supported until end of 2020, and then we can continue patch it. So Oracle release the bundle patches, so we can patch with that whatever the patches comes. Only other problem on the staffing side where we have people to manage and also since the product become obsolete, so we will find difficulty to find the right level of engineer and expertise to support the platforms. So these are the 4 different choices for the current 10G or 11G customer where they make what the right direction to go from there. Yes, we can go to the next slide.
Sure. Okay, that comes to an end. Thank you, Kumar. That's a very good, thoughtful presentation. So we have some questions. I think in the interest of time, we have another 6 minutes for the question and answer. So one of the questions I got here is, so if the customer is purchasing Microsoft Office 365 Premium Edition or Azure 365 support SSO SAML, still they can migrate all the OEM applications into Azure Office 365, that kind of combination?
Yeah, the straight answer is yes, because Office 365 provides you a SAML, WS Federation and capabilities and also natively OMF and all. But as we discussed earlier, if they have any specific requirements like a web access management, like or they have an application like a JD Edwards, or they have an application today with financials, Oracle Financials and other things, which are integrated with Oracle Access Manager, those applications won't support or you will not able to migrate those applications to be SSO enabled. So if your landscape is fully SAML aware, SAML support, the straight answer is yes. If not, then we have to think through or analyze deeply to understand the landscape. And based on that, we can propose the right model for that.
Okay. That's good, Kumar. So there's another related question on this. Will Azure Office 365 AWS Incognito Google Workplace replace the on-prem OAM?
Yes, that's also very, very valid and good question, because each and every time we hear it, we are doing AWS is our cloud partner. We are moving forward with that. And there is Google Cloud also comes and provides collaboration capabilities as well, compete directly with Office 365. So the answer is yes. So if all your application is based on the platform as a service or a cloud as a service or a software as a service type of thing, we can replace it with any type of the cloud provider. They all support SAML integrations, WS Federation integrations, and also natively they have that risk-based authentication, either one-time code or adaptive authentication. All those features are enabled. So we can, even if you don't have turned on with your OAM today, we can turn it on. Only caveat would be is the any applications which needs the agent. Those are all the application need to be either relooked. Maybe now even JD Edwards and other application may support SAML also. So if they are ready to consume a SAML token, and or we can put a proxy or a wrapper on top of it, so we can help and understand that detailed landscape. Once we understand it, then we can definitely confidently help them to migrate it or move into this type of a cloud as or IDCS type of platform. IDAS they call Identity as a Service, IDCS.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kumar. And one question on this upgrade. So basically, a person asking when the end of life for Oracle Access Manager 11G, and if at all I need to migrate to 12C, what are the new enhancements I would see?
Sure, that's another good question. So all the 11G stack we verified with Oracle support. They are all good until December of 2020. So which means you can still continue with your license or supported OAM version, while either you can stay on the 11G or migrate to 12C. So that's the timeline. After that, they will provide an extended premium support, which typically we have to pay for additional premium license cost and other thing. Typical thing when product vendor release that next version, say they don't really release a lot of bundle patches. So that will be a caveat or a caution we have to be aware of it. So we will not see a frequent or more enhancement in the bundle patch type of things. Coming to the 12C, so 12C has a product-wise features. It has now more session management type of capabilities. In the past, OIM does not support a database or a persistent type of session management. That has been turned on now. And if you have a requirements deploying a multi-data centers, for example, if you're a large global company, one data center in Europe, another one in APAC or other in North America. So all those data centers now they have a capabilities on the servers can replicate each other's, and they also enabled a coherence type of capability, caching type of things. So once you make any policy change, all the data center now will have that the server running on the each data center will have the updated policies. So that's another major enhancements in the 12C product. And a lot of good enhancements we noticed in the OAuth 2.0 protocol as well. So OAuth is the modern authorization protocol which enables the access token and refresh token and all. So they didn't support certain type of profiles in the past. So those profiles are been added now. So you can see a more robust OAuth protocol. And also when you try to integrate with other applications, so you will not see much of challenges, integration challenges with integrating with other OAuth providers. So that you see a seamless integration with the OAuth protocol as well.
Beautiful. The same person was asking that is the upgrade is too complex, 11G to 12C.
We tried with one of the customer. I don't see it's a much of a complex. So either you can set up as after we analyze that platform, either we can, if you're in the edge of your current hardware is aged, you cannot use that hardware, need to be migrated to a new hardware and all. Then we can set up directly 12C migrate or export and import all the policies, option 1. Option 2, if you still have the current hardware and everything is good, we can consider migrate that 11G directly to 12C platform as well. So Oracle provides both the path. It's more like a migration of to the new binaries and everything. So to connecting to the any same LDAP store and user profile store, or set up a new 12C environment and export and import your policies. And our experience recently, we helped one of the customer because their requirement is they are moving away from the current data center to the new data center. So we are help them to deploy a new 12C infrastructure. So which means we allow them to run parallel to different instances, 11G and 12C, and then slowly help them to migrate to the 12C platform.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Kumar. One last question, but very interesting one. They're asking, Oracle is asking us to migrate to Oracle Public Cloud. So how is going to impact my on-prem Oracle Access Manager? How do I approach this when I have a single sign-on in on-prem?
Well, that's a good and interesting question as well. So our experience at this point, I don't know if we can completely decommission OIM on-prem and go to cloud or go to IDCS full yet. And there are a lot of integrations available. So either you can sync your on-prem profiles with IDCS and also define a federation. At this point, if you ask, and without analyzing all the detailed requirements and the landscape and the use cases, hybrid would be the better model, and it is a quick and easy. So you can spin up your IDCS instance on the public cloud, and then you can create another SSO partner type of thing. So that way you can integrate your existing application, you log in. From there, if you want to go to any IDCS also, you don't need to provide any additional credential and all. You'll feel a seamless sign-on experience. And then IDCS has matured with the more risk-based and adaptive capabilities, and also coming on your on-prem solution maturity of consuming SAML token and WS federation. Then that will be the right time to switch or completely cut over from on-prem solution to be a fully IDCS solution. At this point, depending upon the complex and depending upon the number of use cases, hybrid would be the right model to meet the customer needs.
Perfect. Thank you, Kumar, for your thoughtful presentation and very detailed answer to these questions. And thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar. I know we are 2 minutes over, but if you want, anybody want to reach us for any questions, you have our contact information in the slide. I will leave it for another couple of minutes. But again, thank you, everyone, for attending this presentation, and reach out to us for any questions.
Yeah, thank you all for your time. Appreciate everyone's patience and asking such a good questions. So we are able to interactively present. So maybe when you host next time, we'll do an interactive presentation so that custom or other viewers can ask the questions. Other than that, Senthil, thank you so much for moderating and hosting this one. A wonderful opportunity to present and share our experience in the access management platform. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.